Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Fair, and I'm the founder of the Frankenwallet project. The Frankenwallet has evolved since 2020 after its conception to support the security and privacy requirements of the COSD Cardano stake pool. Since then, the Frankenwallet has been shared as open source documentation so other operators can benefit from and perhaps extend these security guidelines. The original goal of the Frankenwallet has been to create an air gap around the environment where operators run the Cardano CLI as well as any other blockchain software. For years, crypto operators have been told this requires a second machine, but following the Frankenwallet conventions will allow more dedicated and competent operators to build that environment on a removable drive, like a memory stick or an SSD drive with a USB cable. Note that only PCs built for Windows, not currently Mac computers, most generally satisfy the requirements for booting from external drives. Using the Frankenwallet to store and work with your operational keys requires a high level of trust both in the basic security of Linux and in its method of encrypting the file system. You can refer to the website for reasons why the security of freely available AES encryption is at least as good as any proprietary encryption algorithm, as well as the general quality of Linux software applications, repositories, and certain human factors on which the integrity of your own livelihood would be based. Also, you'll need to choose a couple of passwords you've never used before, both to maintain the lower security keys and data you may still want to access on your host machine, and to encrypt the resources which you will never access or work with outside the air gap of your Frankenwallet. The most versatile choice is to use a Linux distribution in the Debian family, either Ubuntu or Linux Mint, so you'll first prepare the installation media for that. From there, your creation of a new Frankenwallet will be very similar to an original installation of Linux on a PC. In fact, operators who haven't done this already should likely do that first, especially since it would help incorporate Linux into their regular daily workflow. Following along with the installation section of the website will lead you through these steps with these important differences. Mainly, when it comes time to select an installation type, you should erase the whole removable drive so you can select the advanced feature of whole disk encryption, which looks like this. When you apply your high security password here, the whole Frankenwallet disk will be encrypted with a key created from that password. After you finish installing, you'll see that this password must be entered every time you boot the Frankenwallet, just as we wanted. Then you'll make some changes to disable any of the system's expectations of internet access following this checklist. This is a good time to observe that your Frankenwallet /boot partition is not encrypted by default, like the rest of your system will be. So you should never put it into a live system. Just boot from the drive and don't use it any other way. When you continue the checklist, you'll also install some new packages. 7Z for encrypted archive storage, like for stake pool keys, and LibreOffice so you can store passphrases and confidential notes in strongly encrypted documents and spreadsheets. Even if you never use the internet going forward, it's still a good practice to tighten up the default browser settings, since it'll also be used to view saved HTML files like documentation web pages copied from the host machine, or in case internet access is turned on again by accident. Now you're ready to disconnect from the internet for good, put your Frankenwallet in airplane mode, and go forward to use your effectively air-gapped system. A key advantage to the Frankenwallet over a two-machine configuration is that booting it from your usual PC provides access to all the files on that machine's disks. To manage your encrypted files more easily, you should designate a host folder to use in common between the two environments. You might even choose to mount your home machine's files all the time, which will keep the host folder more readily accessible. From the shared disk area, you can begin installing your blockchain CLI and other secure software. This will often be the Cardano CLI as per the Frankenwallet's original user base. So you'll boot your computer as usual, as explained here, to save those GitHub software packages to your host folder, and then reboot into your Frankenwallet to extract those packages and put the software in place. Now you can set up the Frankenwallet with any pool and account keys you use for your secure operations. In these operations, you'll follow the usual 3 steps of secure workflow documented everywhere in the crypto world. First, in your regular host environment, you get all the information you need for your planned transactions, storing these files and data in the host folder. Then, you reboot into the Frankenwallet to prepare those transactions and sign them with your payment keys, stake pool keys, and other private resources, saving the signed transactions back in the host folder. Finally, you reboot into your regular environment to upload and submit the transactions on the Cardano node. Well, that's how crypto operators can get started with and maintain their secure operations with the Frankenwallet. In the next video, we'll look at how to extend the command line environment with Cardano's popular stake pool operator scripts. Also, asset holders of all cryptos should be aware of the cool versus cold configuration, which permits enough internet access to maintain browser-based and other software wallets covered in the video after that. And please stay connected to the Frankenwallet repository for news and for ways that you can support the project. Thank you.